Thank God that we are back. And of course, tomorrow we'll look at the papers. But then the papers today, if you look at today's papers, you will discover that so many things happening in the polity. Yes, the political scene of Nigeria, my God. Sometimes you think the fight is just in the opposition parties, but in APC, the All Progressive Congress, which is the ruling party, they also have aggrieved members who are not satisfied with certain things. You heard yesterday that after the NEC meeting, during the NEC meeting, the president was saying he is going to appease, all right, bring peace to the party. You know, every aggrieved member, every leader that is not happy with one thing or the other would have to be talked to, and peace will have to be made. All these are gearing towards 2027, but then 2027 is very hot because let me just move a little bit from the All Progressive Congress. But then, have you heard that Ganduje has said about should I mention the amount? All right, it's not even necessary, but then I think 8 point something, is it 8.9 billion naira is being owed. Why? This is legal fees, all right? Legal fees, you know, there were a lot of court cases for people, APC members and all that accumulated, and that debt is standing there. But I know it's not something that cannot be cleared. But the issue of taking electoral cases to court, someone said something. It said as if it appears as if election these days is not now it's not who win from the polls anymore, but then who win from court. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, because after the election, after the votes are being counted, after people have voted, you get to the court, and the court decide who won the election based on empirical evidences. But then I think it will be more better, and democracy will be more spelled out if we have these elections being won by the poll, this position. Because governance, I don't know, but then, do you know that some people look at politics as a career? It is not. Let me say it to you. It is not a career. All right? But if you ask some persons now, they will tell you, I want to become a politician in the future. Well, that's how we found ourselves. That's what the system has made people believe. The way people fight to get into these positions is so alarming. And as a matter of fact, I don't know. But then I think we need to go on a quick break. After this break, when we return, we will get to make one or two discussions. As a matter of fact, I told us that we will be having a conversation. Though the newspaper review segment couldn't come to you today, like I said, because of some very vital reasons, human, technical, and all put together, but all in the bid to serve you better. We are back again, and tomorrow we are going to have a full-fledged review. So I think what Nigerians are waiting for right now is that conversation. I know how our viewers value this conversation. And no, we can't afford to make you miss that part. So that part is going to be coming after this break. Do stay with us. We'll return for the rest of Global Morning after this break.
Do you know that Global Television can be watched in Nigeria and all over the world?
Download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to watch Global Television real-time from around the world. What are you waiting for?
Start downloading and stay connected to Global Television.
Global Morning is your top morning show here on Global Television.
We bring you fresh news updates daily while delving into a variety of current affairs and topics.
A Global Morning aims to deliver newspaper reviews and latest news with experts on key global issues.
And at the same time keeping you well informed about important events, both national and internationals.
Global Morning serves as a valuable source of information, helping viewers like you start your day well informed.
Stay connected from Mondays to Sundays to a wide range of the latest news making rounds on Global Morning.
We're on the road to protest.
The president meets all of our demands.
This is Global Morning. Do you know that Global Television can be watched in Nigeria and all over the world?
Download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to watch Global Television real-time from around the world. What are you waiting for?
Start downloading and stay connected to Global Television.
Global Morning is your top morning show here on Global Television.
We bring you fresh news updates daily while delving into a variety of current affairs and topics.
Global Morning aims to deliver newspaper reviews, latest news with experts on key global issues.
And at the same time keeping you well informed about important events, both national and internationals.
Global Morning serves as a valuable source of information, helping viewers like you start your day well informed.
Stay connected from Mondays to Sundays to a wide range of the latest news making rounds on Global Morning.
We're on the road to protest.
The president meets all of our demands.
This is Global Morning.
Welcome back. Of course, it is still a global morning, this beautiful day. And of course, we said the first conversation for this morning is going to get started right now. The state of the nation. Everyone is saying one thing or the other concerning the state of the nation. What's happening? How did we even get here? Some persons will tell you, well, the situation is under control. Some other persons will tell you it is deteriorating on a daily basis, especially when it has to do with security. And one very funny aspect of the whole scenario is the fact that no one is being spared, whether you are a clergy, whether you are a farmer. Sometimes you begin to reason, what exactly do these people want? And who is supposed to ensure that lives and properties are being secured? We're not saying the chiefs are not doing their job. We're not saying the security operatives are not working. But then, now, insecurity have graduated from just the physical security. Cyber security is on the rise, and that is the worst of all, because this has to get to the level that even people at the diaspora, even outside the country, you see people falling victims. And at the end of the day, you see everything putting Nigeria on a bad light right there on the global map. Well, we'll be looking at the security situation, whether security in the country, the terrorism, the banditry, cyber security, everything across insecurity, bringing into consideration the state of the nation is what we're talking about right here. Maybe someone is thinking, Godwin is the guest. It's not a guest. We have a guest right here. He's my colleague. And but one thing is that Godwin knows so much about security, because as a journalist, you know, so many times you interface with these people. We interface with people who have fallen victims, and the experts too, we also interface with them. And by the virtue of our interactions with them, we get to know one or two. As it is right now, we can give you security tips. You know, when you get on social media, this is what to do, the kind of password you should use, how not to stay vulnerable, and all of that, by the virtue of association and research. Well, Godwin, as it is right now, the security situation in the country is increasing by the day, and a lot of people are very, 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 very apprehensive, because sometimes you think, oh, it has subsided. Before you know, again, it's on the rise, and you see people running helter-skelter, especially in the situation whereby you will be forced to make some form of payment, even though the money is not there. So this situation is becoming so serious. As a matter of fact, we have someone joining us. Of course, Godwin is going to let us us know who the person is. But on the whole, what's your assessment of the security situation in the country right now? Because for me, I know a lot of people are so scared. Some persons don't even go to certain places. Some persons don't travel some roads as we speak. But I don't know, individual differences is there. I don't know what you think about the security situation.
Well, Ramsey, to a very large extent, we've seen the federal government being able to address the issues around Boko Haram, banditry, and some of this insurgency and insurrections that we have in the country. But what the conversation that we're shying away from right now is a conversation around the cyber security itself and the threat that people have to encounter whenever, because large percentage of the young people are on the internet, and large percentage of people are being defrauded on a daily basis. Just yesterday and the day before, we've seen the numbers rise of people that are being defrauded. Every day, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission come up with various communique, various programs, various agenda, various parades in order to serve as a deterrent for people to able to stay away from financial crime, especially online and fraud and other scams. But you see, it's still on the rise. So all of these issues need to be put into perspective. Is there an onion layer analysis for conflicts, to address the issues of crime even in Nigeria? Do we have that skill, manpower, and what have you to be able to address those concerns? Now, these are some of the issues that we even look at this morning, even here on the show Global Morning. But let's even talk about the state of the nation in terms of security. And joining us to talk about the state of the nation right now is Emmanuel Otibe. Emmanuel Otibe is a cyber security expert, and he'll be joining us to talk about the level of exploitation that we see even on the cyberspace, and secondly, talking about the generality of security in the country. You're welcome to the show, Emmanuel, if you can hear me. Good morning. You're welcome to Global Morning, Emmanuel. Good morning. Good morning, Emmanuel. You're welcome to Global Morning. All right. So, Emmanuel, you've heard from the opening right now. Can you please tell us, the Nigeria as a state, where are we right now in terms of the fight against online theft and also other insecurity that has been generated from the internet space? Well, I don't know if Emmanuel can hear me. Emmanuel, if you can hear me, I'm trying to find out from you, just to give us an overview of what's the state of the nation right now in terms of its security space, especially within the online community. Okay, so Emmanuel, unmute your mic and talk to us about the state of the nation right now, especially starting from the cyberspace purview. Emmanuel, if you can hear me, you need to unmute your mic and talk to us.
I can hear you now. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, loud and clear, Emmanuel.
Okay, fine. So, good morning, Nigeria. Good morning to you over there. Thanks for having me as well this morning. Okay, quick one. As it is here in Nigeria now, the rate of cyber crime is increasing on a daily basis. Every day we keep hearing crime that is happening online. And this is even because there are not a lot of awareness for Nigerians. Just last night alone, I had a call that just like what you said about the equipment of Boko Haram and attacks everywhere. The lady called me and said he received a call from somewhere, and for a minute, the person tracked and hacked into his account, and all the money was wiped off. And she kept crying and all that. What is wrong in Nigeria institution? And I said, it's not you putting blame now in Nigeria institution. It's you knowing what it takes to protect yourself in the online space. So it's very important that a lot of people understand what it means to protect themselves in the online space, because now there are a lot of new cyber crime is coming up now. New cyber threat is coming up now. In fact, they have been in another kind of cyber threat now that Nigeria needs to explore. That Nigeria needs to come to understand that okay, now that the easy way to attack now is through email. And because they understand that Nigerians spend so much time in either doing business in their email or any transaction in their email, so they are using that as a yardstick to penetrate, just to make sure that they defraud Nigeria from their rights. I don't think you can hear me very well.
But to a very large extent, the intelligence officers will say that they are doing a lot of things in the fight against even cyber crimes and also the online thefts. But what you're saying right now seems like a new kind of field when you said that a new kind of fraud has emerged, which people now steal from people using their email address and what have you. At this point in time, do you think that we are winning the war as a country against cyber thefts?
Okay, thank you very much. I will not say we are totally winning the war. I only say we are trying our best. The truth is that we are trying our best, but we need to do more. Because I'm in this school of thought that no matter what you do, you must keep doing what you are. Because the truth is that a lot of people are not even aware of this information. So we need to come to a point in our communication to others. How best can we keep communicating this information to people? How best can we keep transferring this knowledge to people to understand? Just like what I shared, like a lady that called me last night. This lady is not a small lady. This is a lady in her 40s, and you're asking yourself, what happened? Does it mean that she was not aware of what is happening online, or does it mean that she don't even read things online? Before that people see this thing online does not mean they want to apply it to themselves. The application of cybersecurity is difficult, and that's what we need as cybersecurity expert. We need to keep coming out, keep explaining this thing detail by detail. In fact, go into the practical section on how we can implement this thing so that people can come to that awareness that cybersecurity is not something they should neglect, but cybersecurity is something that they should take advantage of. If not, send your children to school. If not, let's start from the education system. Let's start in me. I believe in large awareness. If you to go by house to house, door to door, preaching this gospel of cybersecurity, that's what I think we should do, because it's not enough to sit down in the office and just write something on punch paper and say this is how it is. No, we need to go further in making sure that people from the streets know about the importance and the significance of cybersecurity and how they can go as far as protecting themselves from this cyber attack that is happening.
About hacking, just before I hand you over to my colleague, even here in the studio, let's talk about the hacking. To a very large extent, it has come to the public domain that most times the hackers are not just they are not spiritual people. Of course, they are trained within the cybersecurity space, but they go as far as perpetuating this whole what do you call this discombobulated society even within the online space. Let's talk in that regards right now. Are there regulations to even be able to checkmate what cybersecurities do and the lengths that they go? Is there a body that regulates the cybersecurity experts even in Nigeria?
Yeah, there's a body that go after the bad hackers now. That regulate these bad hackers. But the truth is that, just like you said, the bad hackers are not spiritual. They are human beings like us. These are people who go through this process in spending 3 to 4 years or 2 years to learn how to hack. But you will hear people say because of the condition of the country, maybe because there's no lack of jobs, because there's no job, there's no means of doing business to make funds. You will see these people deviating from the course they went to learn how to become a good hacker, to becoming the black hacker. They call them black hackers because they are four types of hackers. We have the white, we have the black, we have the blue, we have the red. So the black and the red people are hackers are those who are just there just to terminate your image. They are just there just to they call it ransom attack. They're being attacked just to get something from you, just to terminate your image. So there are regulations, but I believe the government should enforce this because it's wanting to bring in the law. It's another thing to implement the law. So the law should not just be on paper. The law should also be something that we are seeing visible, that is working practically. So I believe that and thanks to the government, thanks to the body, the cyber security body under the intelligence security, and so they are doing very well. They are making sure they are capturing this bad actor, but they need to do more. They need to come, not just arresting them, but educating them, giving them reason for them to even catch more people. Because the excuses that people, the black hackers come out is there's no job. The situation of the country is worse. So that the only option they have is to use their skills in a negative way, and which is really bad. So we should not encourage that. That the fact that the country is bad does not make it to go into criminal activity. So we need to come up with situation whereby people need to understand that no matter what you do, value system is key. Value system is important, and we need to build our value system as a cyber security expert.
Over to my colleague at this point.
All right, thank you very much, Emmanuel. You've made some very valid points. Let's look at the area of vulnerability now. As a matter of fact, you talked about the fact that there is a new way to scam people now, which is via the email where the business people really transact. Then what is the vulnerability of email, or what do you think can be done to salvage that situation? Because if you want to talk about other aspects, you talk about maybe one or two persons, like you said, the red, black, blue hackers, they have their assignments, various assignments. So how do we salvage this situation? Because a lot of people don't know. You were very surprised that this lady is 40 or above, and yet she fell victim. So how can this situation be salvaged?
Okay, thanks for that good. In fact, that question is a very good question. So this how we can salvage this situation. I believe in the power of knowledge. You see, like what you just said about that lady's situation.
It's like there is a little hitch right there. Well, he's trying to explain the vulnerability. The reason why this question is very important, like he also said, is because, well, a problem known should be half solved, like it's been said. Now there is a problem. It's just like someone telling you this is the problem you're having. The person should also be able to tell you what to do to come out of that problem, because we've had cases where people just I think a few days ago I was talking about the fact that someone hijacked somebody's WhatsApp and the person was asking for money, and the person was using a fintech account. The person personally asked me for 120,000 naira, claiming to be my elder brother. But then as somebody that is a cyber security inclined to an extent, I asked for okay, give me a conventional account number. I'm going to send, even if you need 1 million naira, I'm going to send it. And that was the end of the conversation. That's because I know the person would not want to disclose his identity by sending that name, because that is connected to your BVN, your national identity card. Identification number is also attached to it. So by that, I should be able to track whoever the person is. But they are also very wise and smart. Till now, till tomorrow, the person didn't get back to me again. So sometimes you see these hackers, they are very smart. When we talk about hackers, we have people who are cyber experts that help you protect, maybe your documents, your informations. And one of the things that leads to this leakage most times is when somebody is fired from an organization and the person is not totally stripped from the account of the organization. People like that can leak informations. They may not be attackers themselves, but they can leak informations, and that could lead to something else. Sometimes you see people give out information and you are using one password for almost every of your transactions. It is not proper. And the kind of password that some people use is guessable. You can guess it. Maybe the person's son's name, daughter's name, the name they call their loved ones, darling, sweetheart, and all of that. Then maybe you put 1, 2, 3. There are passwords that people can guess, but by the time you begin to use alphanumerics, you begin to use numbers, and you begin to use some names that people are not familiar with, it will be very difficult for someone to predict your number. And some persons get on, they use Google Chrome and they leave all their transactions there. There are places in your phone, there are some things that you need to turn off in your phone to make it not accessible, your password not accessible by anyone in case you misplace your phone and all of that. These are very, very little things that a lot of people don't know that has made people fallen a victim in the past. And that's the reason I decided to ask Emmanuel about this vulnerability. What makes people vulnerable and how can that actually be salvaged? I don't know if Emmanuel is back. All right, Emmanuel, you can go ahead.
Okay, yeah. You said, in fact, you said a lot of things I wanted to say, and thanks to that. And that's the truth, because a lot of people give, just like they give a lot of information out there, and that's why these scammers take advantage of this information that you have shared. So one of the ways to salvation is to limit your information that you put out there. So you need to limit every conversation. You need to, for example, you talk about your password. The way to be vulnerable to these scammers is when your password are not verifiable to protect himself or herself. So you need to bring in password that can be used that nobody can trace. Do you know there's what we call phishing attack? If they want to attack, they'll bring this phishing. That's what we call, because part of the type of attacks we have phishing. And one of the easy way this hackers use is phishing a message. They'll just bring in a message to you just to trigger your emotions. And once you are triggered, you are, just for example, just okay, Mr. Otibe, we just received a sum of 100 million just to send to you. Please, we're going to send you a code. Please send back the code to us so that we can use this code to hold back your money to you. This is phishing message that can trigger your emotions. And because you're in the state that you just want money, by all means, you don't know where the money is coming from. You just share all the information that they ask you, including the code that they send to you. And once you are able to send back that code to them, they have what? They just enter into all your database you have saved for years, and they'll use that as a yardstick to get whatever they want to get from you. That is why the first thing we must be careful of the information we put out there concerning ourselves, our marriage, our business, whatever thing we do. And if you're a business owner, please, I beg you in the name of God, whether you're working in an organization or you're a top businessman or a businesswoman, can you please employ cyber security for the sake of your business, for the sake of your business and for the health of your business? It's very important. You know, The fact you feel that you own a phone, you can do one or two things on your phone does not simply mean you understand what it takes in cybersecurity. That's a mistake a lot of people are doing. But the fact you're only an iPhone or a Samsung, whatever brand you are using, does not still make you feel that you have knowledge about cybersecurity. So we need to be aware. We need to understand what it takes to protect ourselves. And one of the things, just like what you have shared, just to add to what you have shared, we need to limit the information that we give out there. And we need to understand some of this message. They come in a phishing message. Any message that does not reveal the identity is a scam. Any message that identity is not being revealed is a scam. Because the best way to trace, I can only trace it by your identity. So if you are coming trying to use illegal way just to get what I want, then is a point line that you're a scammer. You're an hacker. And these days we have a lot of them. They hack WhatsApp, Facebook, and all that. So we need to be careful that we need to understand what it means to protect ourselves. One of the ways to protect ourselves is not to share a lot of information to them, and we should understand the different type of how they come in to act. And one of the ways is through phishing and through this email we just share now. Email phishing we just share now to you. So that's what I will talk about for now.
Is informative. And now let's also look at it from the aspect of the nation, because it is the state of the nation we are really looking at right here. As it is right now, as it has to do with orientation, do you think, how important is it for the public sector, the government parastatals, to have this education, all right, from a cyber analyst, so that, because you said something very vital right now, because there is one position that is mostly ignored, except for people who do remote jobs. You see, it's hard for people from this part of the world, Nigeria to be specific, to hire a cyber security expert. You know, I don't think that I've not seen that job vacancy lately, even if it is maybe one or two that I've seen. What can you say to the federal government, to the state government, to individuals? How important is it to hire a cyber security analyst to bring them to the fore? Because some informations have leaked, millions have been lost as a result of all of this. So because a lot of people don't know the importance, because if it doesn't happen to you, you won't know how it feels.
Okay, thank you so much. Like what I used to say, or what I used to preach to the government, they should allow cyber security to become one of the major course in the school. The same way we have law, accountant, and abuse. We need to bring in cyber security as a special course. Let people begin to understand that you cannot do without cyber security. Whether we like it or not, cyber security have come to stay. Cyber security have come to become one of the major incidents that you cannot do without. So now we need to allow the government to make sure that the cyber security is well communicated to every parastatal, even from the government house to everywhere. Because now our children from school need to understand that they need to go and study cyber security as a course. We need to study cyber security in the school. We need to study cyber security even at home. But if the government is not allowing our students or allowing us to see the importance or the significance of studying this course, they will neglect it. And the more we neglect it, the more damaged our nation will become. Many years ago, I heard how they hacked into the White House. The news is everywhere. somebody hacked into the White House. So imagine, and that accident exposed them. They themselves begin to employ experts into the government system. That's what Nigeria, that's what Africa needs to now embrace now. We should not allow until when a major crisis has happened before we now think of we need to search for a cyber security, we need to search for this one. No. Let's bring them in from day one. If you are starting a business, please start with cyber security. If you are starting whatever you are starting, start with them, because from day one, these people help you, because they're the ones that help you from protecting your site, your website. They're the ones protecting your business from scammers. They're the ones protecting your business from hackers. So they do a lot. And mind you must understand that cybersecurity experts don't sleep. When others are sleeping, they are busy defending, protecting, detecting, and preventing. Because in cybersecurity we have two streams. The one we call detective and the one we call preventive. These are two officers. They're the one that all they do is to detect threats from happening. Those are what I do. There are other people who do prevention. So, for example, I detect this threat from your system. I will communicate it to the other guy who do prevention, because cybersecurity is a wide course, and the truth is that there are a lot of opportunity in the cyberspace. But our government needs to make sure that we need to build cybersecurity as a compulsory course into the school units. Let every student understand that they need to go study cybersecurity as a program, as a course, because everyone is coming outside the country to learn this that we should learn out here in our country, because they feel if they learn it, there's no opportunity for them in Nigeria, so they want to go outside the country to practice it. Meanwhile, if the government has made this known, made this very, very attractive, young people want to work. Create a body, create a unit, a system, a what they call it, a job opportunity in the government space. Let those who study cyber security come in and do what they want to do. Honestly, it will help a lot in building our nation, Nigeria. I believe in cyber security so much, and that is why every time I'm called to talk about it, I speak with passion. Why? Because I want the good. I want the nation to be well safe and protected. Why? Because cyber security are involved. But if there's no opportunity for us there, you see some of us want to travel out, and because those people over there see the importance of having us. So we need to bring that same mindset into Nigeria. So our government needs to help us in creating opportunities for cybersecurity to come in to do what they know how to do best.
That's a brief exposition, even on cyber security and its importance to Nigeria. Well, let's look at the larger picture of Nigeria as a country right now. You will agree with me that most states right now are preparing for elections, even off-season elections in different states. And looking at the electoral system that we've had so far, to a very large extent, people say that the BVAS did not work, and also a lot of technologies that were introduced were not working. Allegedly, they were also hacked, or they were tampered with, mechanical issues or what have you. Now, a lot of these, when people say websites have been hacked, and people say electoral gadgets, or BVAS or IRAV or whatever have been hacked, and banks' websites have been hacked, money stolen. There's one conversation that there's one conclusion that we don't get to hear, and that is the concluding part of the cybersecurity or expert or the hacker was arrested and paraded. We rarely see hackers being paraded or arrested and paraded by the Nigerian police. So I'm tempted to ask at this point, is it that the cybersecurity experts like yourself go into partnership with the Nigerian police not to
parade cybersecurity that have been able to go off the ethics of the profession. Probably they've gone rogue, if you like to use that word, allegedly rogue. Are there modalities or is there partnership with Nigerian police to ensure that people don't get paraded in this light? Or what are the disciplinary measures being meted on cybersecurity experts that go overboard even in defrauding people?
Okay, I like this intelligent question. This is a question that I've once asked before when I was starting my career in cybersecurity.
So we are trying to get Emmanuel to talk to us about some of the disciplinary measures, because we've come to understand even in our information available to us that to a very large extent it will take two to tango. And most times, people that hack into other people's accounts, try to defraud them of their hard-earned currency, they don't do this with a full knowledge of, or with half-baked knowledge. They must have had prior information about what they want to do. They know the technicalities and modalities to go about what they propose to do. And of course, they go out there and execute and ensure that they deliver effectively, even though on a negative light. But as we talk about the growth of the nation, talking about as a people that we are right now, we want to know about disciplinary measures being put in place to ensure that there is who watches the watchdog in this place, in ipso custodiet, ipso custodis, Q ipso custodiet, ipso custodis, that's how they put it in Latin, and that's in a legal maxim. I say Q ipso custodiet, ipso custodis, that is, who watches the watchdog at this time. If cybersecurity experts and professionals, even as they secure the nation cyber-wise, and we are agitating for them to also have more regulated cybersecurity experts. We haven't calling the government to even get involved, but we are asking, at this point in time, are there regulatory framework to ensure that disciplinary measures are being carried out? And if yes, when and how can we see cybersecurity experts and also hackers that are being paraded, and how many have been paraded, knowing fully well that the number of crime committed even on the online space is gradually increasing geometrically by the number? Emmanuel, I don't know if you're still there. Emmanuel, are you still with us? All right, so that's what we're trying to find out from Emmanuel, trying to look at the various angle of this conversation. Now, remember we began the conversation from a cybersecurity perspective, as we talk about the state of the nation. Now, it's deliberate, so for us to know that how healthy are we as a people, economically, technologically wise, and all around, because this brings us what we call a balanced nation. We can't talk half and leave half of the conversation as though somebody is going to address it for us. We are people, and that's what we're looking at this holistically. Technologically, it's on the internet space, you see people clamoring, and people are saying, hey, my money has been stolen. Somebody entered my account, somebody without me knowing entered my account and wiped all my money in my app. How were people able to access the app? Now, these can only be professionals. If these are professionals that have been doing this and they've been doing it consistently over a given period of time, why are we not seeing parades by the Nigerian police force and other sister security agencies of these individuals? Are they in partnership with the police? Or these are critical questions that are begging for answers even on this table. Of course, we will have to bring in the police and public relations officer also to talk about this conversation, to have this conversation with us even on Global Morning. But let's even look at it holistically at this point. Have you been able to see parades? How many have you seen in a long while of hackers that have been paraded for breaking into people's accounts?
Well, I think as a matter of fact, a lot of Nigerians have actually thought about same thing you're thinking. You are actually thinking for Nigerians. You are like what Godwin just said, he's speaking for Nigerians. Like I said when we got started, you know, we interface with these people a lot. These are some of the questions Nigerians are asking, not Godwin asking anyway. These are questions being asked by Nigerians. And that is, like I said earlier, if you are a victim, you will know how it feels. But then I think I have seen a few times where people have been paraded for reasons such as that. But Nigerians are still expecting to see more. Then you talk about the expertise, professionals doing these things. Some persons have been tempted, some Nigerians have been tempted to say things like, it's like these people have insiders in the banking sector where these things are being done, because cybersecurity issues have to do with leakage of information. It's either they do it directly through the person who owns the account or a third party, and you must have an information about a particular account before you hack into it, because there are codes that needs to be broken before this act is being perpetrated. So as it is right now, you were asking a very valid question. You asked Mr. Emmanuel, and you were linking it to the fact that we've had cases of, all right, the electoral materials, maybe the card reader was being hacked, this was being hacked, the account was being hacked, figures manipulated and all of that. Who did this? Gets to the website, everything is intact, but then how did they hack into this? During the elections, you hear things like the anonymous, there were these cyber security attackers, let me call them attackers, all right, that call themselves anonymous. They are not known, but they are cyber security experts. They are attackers. I think they are more of the red and black, as the case may be, and they hack into accounts and you don't even know them. Then you begin to wonder, how did they get this information? Because every cyber attack will have to do with information, will have to do with certain details. It's either like he talked about phishing. You get phishing messages, and a lot of people are vulnerable because of the economic situation. A lot of people are vulnerable because of greed. A lot of people are vulnerable because of hunger. By the time someone tells you, oh, you've been using this network for a very long time, we want to compensate you, okay? And now parading themselves as maybe a customer service or public relations of that very particular network service provider. It could be Glo, it could be MTN, they could use Airtel, Etisalat. Some would even tell you, well, we are from PHCN, you've been consistent with the payment of your bills and all of that. They just see, these people are very close, they are very tactical.
You're not speaking from experience.
No, I have a little experience.
I think you're speaking from experience.
No, when it comes to
when you analyze the way they are.
No, when it comes to cybersecurity, I have a little knowledge. I have a little knowledge about cybersecurity. Because it's one area that interests me so much. Because, like he said, we still have the white, we still have the blue. There are some persons. They are not really hackers. They are cyber securities who protect these hackers from coming in. All these put together, you will connect it to, number one, greed, lack of information, and insensitivity. Some persons are being careless. Some people don't even have two-factor authentication on their social media handles. This is what people preach on a daily basis. Then let's get back to the question you were asking Emmanuel now. Let's just do a scratch on the surface before Emmanuel comes up. You were asking, how did this thing happen? Who are the professionals that do this? How were they able to do it without an inclusion or the involvement of an insider? These are questions we should be asking.
And when they even finish doing it, the question that is even more begging for answer is that if they have been arrested, first question is, we have a cyber security protocol unit in the Nigerian police that is very proactive, in the Nigerian military that is very proactive. Yeah, if yes, what is the time frame, the duration it will take to arrest an ethical hacker? What's the duration time frame? If there's a time frame, let's know. If there is none, let's know investigation is still ongoing. We'll be able to give you that information. Now, when we now find out who did what, when and how, the question that now follows is, how often do we get to see them being paraded?
Okay.
So what I'm asking this is, if we see more hackers, for example, you see lawyers, they say this one is a quack. You see doctors, this one is a quack. You understand? These are professionals that engineers' licenses have been withdrawn if they go out of their engineering codes and conduct. So I want to believe that. That's why I first of all asked Emmanuel, is there a regulatory body that regulates the operations of cybersecurity experts in Nigeria? Now, because we need to hold people accountable in this country. That's where we're going to. We need to hold people accountable to a very large extent. Hold them accountable for certain actions, even in the country right now. Well, at this point, we will go for a short break, and when we come back, Global Morning continues in a moment. Please stay with us.
Do you know that global television can be watched in Nigeria and all over the world?
Download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to watch global television real time from around the world. What are you waiting for?
Start downloading and stay connected to Global Television.
Global Morning is your top morning show here on Global Television.
We bring you fresh news updates daily while delving into a variety of current affairs and topics.
A Global Morning aims to deliver newspaper reviews, latest news with experts on key global issues,
and at the same time keeping you well informed about important events, both national and international.
Global Morning serves as a valuable source of information, helping viewers like you start your day well informed.
Stay connected from Mondays to Sundays to a wide range of the latest news making rounds on Global Morning.
We're on the road to protest.
The president meets all of our demands.
This is Global Morning. know that Global Television can be watched in Nigeria and all over the world?
Download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to watch Global Television real-time from around the world. What are you waiting for?
Start downloading and stay connected to Global Television.
Alright, welcome back. Just in case you're just joining us, this is the Global Morning here on Global Television. And I'm being joined by Emmanuel Utibe, who is joining us, and we've been talking about the various cyber security attacks, even as a nation right now. And how prepared are we, even as a country, to be able to combat the menace of cyber threats in the country? Alright, Emmanuel, welcome back to the conversation. Emmanuel, welcome back to the conversation.
Yeah, can you hear me? Thank you so much. Can you hear me very well?
All right, Emmanuel, if you can hear me, welcome back to the conversation.
Yeah, thank you. I can hear.
All right, so Emmanuel, you want to react quickly to the question that was asked earlier on prior to this time. Is there a partnership with the Nigerian security agencies not to parade cyber security experts that have violated the law?
Okay, thank you for that intelligent question. Like I was saying before, I said something like when I started my career as a cyber security expert, I asked this same question you just asked me now. And for no reason, I didn't get the right response I needed to get at that point. But going into this career now, made me learn one or two things. So I discovered from my own personal observation, because I don't know if there's a partnership with the Nigeria police. At least my personal opinion, I'm not aware of it. But truth is this: no matter what if partnership was made or not, everybody who go against the law should be arrested and should be bring into the public. That's what I believe. So because I don't see any.
Yeah, go ahead, Emmanuel. Please go ahead.
Okay, because I don't see any reason for a cyber hacker who is there trying to destroy people's lives. He's been arrested and you are just trying to hide him from the public. So for now, I don't know if there's any partnership that cyber security, like, first of all, we must even ask if there's even a body. Because the last time I checked, they were only trying to build a body. So cyber security are just everywhere. They are just scattered everywhere. You just see that people just learn cyber security and before you know they become cyber security experts. But they are not a body that I can pinpoint. So except the body that come from all these schools, the institutions. So for me now, for my best of knowledge, I don't think there's a partnership without maybe also when I do my personal research on that. Because the last time I asked that question was swept under the carpet. So, but the truth is that every cyber hacker, every bad cyber hacker that is trying to invade into people's privacy should be arrested. That's my stand. That's my belief.
Emmanuel, I'm asking that question as a follow-up question. I'm asking that to ask even at this time as a nation and as a people that we are right now. You've said that you're not aware if there is a partnership, and also you've come out to say that you're not aware also that the body that regulates the cybersecurity experts and professionals in Nigeria is not that pronounced. So which means that there is an open room for people to dabble into this field and mess up the field. There's these possibilities. Let's use the word possibilities, even as it stands right now. So as a country, as a people, where do we go from here in terms of our fight against cyber theft, cyber insecurity, cyber information stealing, and cyber crime? Where do we go from here as a people?
As a people or as Nigerians, what we need to do is to seek for information. Information is so powerful, and if you are not informed, you'll be deformed. So we need information for the next level of our life, for the next level of this our nation, Nigeria. So we need to educate people the importance and the significance of going into the school or going into any institution to study this program called cyber security. And you don't have to study to become a cyber analyst. That one in itself is if you choose to become build a career on it. But you can go and learn the basics. You can go and learn what it takes to protect your identity from being hacked. You can go and learn how to protect your business. So from where we are now to the next level, we need to please employ the government. See, for me, I believe something. You don't need to keep praying to arrest more people. That's the truth. But we need to keep doing what it takes to educate more people. Tell to the EFCC, tell to other bodies who are fighting this cyber crime, because there are people who are they're defrauding people from their hard-earned money. We call them either the Yahoo boys and all that. So thanks to the who are also using what they have learned or what they have to trace these people just to get back their money. But the question I kept asking myself, how long would that be? How long would that continue? Because even these guys on the other end are learning faster. They're learning a lot of tactics. They're learning a lot of things to also fight back. So to my own observation or my own suggestion that the government should do, go leverage on all these guys. Look for young people who are ready to go as far to become a cyber security analyst or an expert. Look for them, train them, sponsor them, give them every basic thing they need to kickstart their career, and use them as a cyber police. I want to be the first person to initiate what I call cyber police, and that's the truth. If I started it last 2 years, even last year as well, because I believe something. The police people are doing their own job, the EFCs are doing their own job, and the other bodies are doing their own job. We should also have our own body called the cyber police. Our own job is strictly to bring down the cyber crime in Nigeria and beyond, because we have a lot of work to do. But if the system is not supporting us, if the environment is not supporting us, if the government is not supporting us, it seems as if we are not making effort, we are not doing anything to solve the problem. So these are the solutions we should do. Create this body, because yes, we can agree that there are bodies there, but how effective is this body? There are young people who want to work for the government. Are there opportunities for the government for us to come and work there? That's what we should think of. Because for every bad there's a good. For every bad thing there's also a good thing as well. So, but I believe if the government can even allow us to create our own personal body and let this regulation start with us, I believe we're going to have a very wonderful and great nation called Nigeria.
To a very large extent, shouldn't the conversation rather be that we should empower our security agencies to be able to render their primary function, which is to safeguard the properties and lives of people, along a cyber line, other than creating another cyber police like you are proposing? Wouldn't that rather be the conversation? Or should that be the conversation?
The truth is that I would have also support in the empowerment of the police force and all that. See, cyber security is not a 1 year thing. It's not something that you just read a book and just cram a book and come and implement it and all that. No. I said something earlier earlier when we started this conversation. Cyber security, the average sleep is maybe 4 hours. Because these guys are always on their system. They are the ones always having sleepless nights just to make sure that no activities is done while you are sleeping. So now imagine if you empower a police force that's supposed to be at the street, at the road, protecting us physically. What happened to us online? So, and I would not want to put a lot of burden on us. So there should be a division of labor. When we have the police who protect life and property, this is physically. Then we should also have people who also protect also life and property online as well. That's my belief. That's what I see that can help us. If you also look at the Western culture of other countries, they have bodies separately from the police. They have people who all they just do is to sit down at the office and begin to monitor people, protect people online. So I believe that this should be a conversation that we should bring into to the government. They should see how they can help us create a separate body, separated from other force.
Quite interesting. Yeah, that's quite an interesting proposition, Emmanuel Utibe. At this point, I want to say thank you so much, Emmanuel Utibe, for finding time to be with us on Global Morning. Well, at this point in time, we will look at even this conversation of cybersecurity and the state of the nation even from other angle. But right now, that's going forward, I beg to say. But right now, I've been told and signaled that it is time to go even here in the studio. Now, it has been a very, very interesting morning. Of course, we have been able to cross the I's and dot the T's on the state of the nation from technological advancement, which has to do with the cyber security and space. Trying to talk with Emmanuel Utibe on some of the modalities and that are being used to hack into people's accounts, even on the online space. And of course, hopefully we'll talk to other cybersecurity experts also on the issues of Ponzi schemes that have been initiated in the systems, and how best can Nigerians, Africans by extension, be able to identify the various Ponzi schemes that have been introduced in order for them not to be defrauded. How can people's website, Facebook, emails, and all of these online presence be safeguarded, and what are the immediate steps to take to guarantee that these steps are not just fully implemented, they are also executed to its fullest. Well, all of this conversation will be coming up even on Global Morning in our subsequent editions as we talk about the state of the nation, from elections to security to agriculture and to other spheres of the country. Always remember that peace and unity are the pathways to progress, and you can always join us online. Don't forget, you can join us online if you want to join the conversation on our social media handle currently displayed on the screen. On our social media handles displayed on the screen, you can join in the various conversations that we have. Don't forget that you can also download the Global TV app, or that's a Global TV Nigeria. You can get us on the iOS and Android Apple Store and Android and Play Store and iOS devices, you can get us on that Global TV Nigeria to download the app, and you can join the conversation on our various social media handle at Global TV NG. My name is Godwin Sunday. From all of us here on the Global Morning Crew, it is bye for now. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Welcome to Global Morning.
The death toll from flooding.
Most time our politicians just bring in policies too, for sure. If you don't say we have several more stories.
The legislature was carefully crafted to
22.2% inflation rate as of April this year. What does that say about where we are as a country?
I think Nigeria has resorted to being resilient.
When you call the police station, before they even leave, they take permission from
I don't think there's really anything on ground to improve.
The struggle has to strike.
Minister of Education volunteered and said, give me 2 weeks.
It was a life. The president never gave me any deadline.
Global Morning is your top morning show here on Global Television.
We bring you fresh news updates daily while delving into a variety of current affairs and topics.
A Global Morning aims to deliver newspaper reviews and latest news with experts on key global issues.
And at the same time, keeping you well informed about important events, both national and internationals.
Global Morning serves as a valuable source of information, helping viewers like you start your day well informed.
Stay connected from Mondays to Sundays to a wide range of the latest news making rounds on Global Morning.
We're on the road to protest.
The president meets all of our demands.
This is Global Morning.